G'day gang, we've gotten away for another weekend. This one's a group camp with some of our friends out at Amamoor Creek.
Hello and welcome to Audrey the Icon Adventures. I'm Connie.
And I'm Daryl.
And this is Audrey the Icon.
Here I am wanting to make some video and people are making noise with air blowers. Oh well, you get that. You may be asking where Amamoor Creek is. We're just a little ways southwest of the town of Gympie. I'll let you look it up and then you'll know exactly where we are. It's a beautiful campground. Most of it's nice and flat. You may see in the background over here Audrey, and over there, probably out of shot, is a couple more of the gang. Over here we've got Cole with his camper trailer that we named Max. Look at this guy. This cockatoo flew in before, and Cole with his young eyes looked up and saw him cleaning out his house. You see him ducking in and out. I've got this camera on my knees so it's not on a tripod or the gimbal, and the screen keeps turning off.
Anything in front of it because it's set to go between the two.
Here he is, he's up on the edge of his nest now and he's looking around. He's been getting down about here and then he'd lean in and we see him digging out bits of dirt and dust and whatever. There he goes. The screen probably won't pick it up, unfortunately. He's up there, happy as. There's two of them flew in here about 10 minutes ago. One of them making lots of noise and the other one just flew in quiet as.
You're spying on them while they're doing their housework.
Yeah. Where they are is probably a good 40 foot up in the air. That hole. It's obviously a nice size hole in that. Oh, off he goes. Wonder if his mate's there though, because the two of them did come in. Alright, we'll keep an eye at that. Here we are, night one of group camp, February, Amamoor Creek. Everyone's out and about getting their dinner organised. I thought I should get in and get a fire going. How's this for a little cracker? When we have these group camps, we always ask everyone to bring a little wood to contribute, and you can see a couple of bags there from some of the gang. And that's ripping pretty good. Those flames are about a solid 2 foot high. Dancing out to 3 foot high. It's lovely. The breeze has died right off. It's a warm day today. Up around the 32 degrees-ish area. We're not set up in our usual circle as we like to do. It's just where we've ended up this time. Just in the background there we've got Pete and Carmel with their Icon E2 Elite Next Gen named Connie. And just around here, I've got a bit hard to see, Connie's standing there in front of Audrey. Everybody's getting their din-dins organised. We'll let this fire crack on for us. And after we've had our dinner, we'll be all sitting around here enjoying each other's company. We've got 6 trailers here at the moment. The 7th is going to arrive tomorrow, all going well. Everyone's having a good time. We've got a new couple here, which is great. Anyway, enough of this for now. Let's go have some dinner. Up and at it Saturday morning, and yet again another beautiful day. Barely a cloud in the sky, it's gorgeous. Anyway, that meant it was going to get fairly warm again for us. We'd been down the creek the day before, and for me personally, it wasn't overly enticing. There wasn't a lot of water in the creek, very different to what we've had there in the past. With it warming up as much as it did,
I thought nobody would complain about having to sit in the car and the aircon for a little while. Therefore, we decided, let's go for a bit of a drive. There's an old fire tower that we found out here several years ago, as we have been out in this neck of the woods literally quite a few times now. And yes, the opportunity to sit in some aircon and go for a drive through the state forest, it was very, very appealing. This is only the third time we've had Rocky out on the trails. He's significantly larger in all directions than Eddie the Everest, and the opportunity to just have a bit of a drive through these narrow winding trails and getting used to him was very, very good, and we thoroughly enjoyed it. We noticed driving through all the forest like this that the temperature compared to camp was about 2 or 3 degrees lower, so that was a nice reprieve as well. Most of the track was quite dry, and as we got closer to the fire tower, there's the whoop-de-doos across the track, and because of the rain from a week or so earlier, there's still some nice wet slippery patches to have a little bit of fun in.
We're at the fire tower, taking the gang out for a drive. Out with the old, in with the new technology. We've got 7 cars up here. And we turn around here. That doesn't look like much because it never looks like much on the camera. If I hold the camera level, that's about there. You can see that it falls away fairly quickly. We just crawled up there in low range first gear, nice and gentle, a little bit bumpy. It's about 3 degrees cooler here than it is back in camp. You see some of the gang standing underneath the old fire tower. We did our little group photo, that'll all insert just over here. Just everyone having a good relaxing time.
Leaving the fire tower, there were 2 choices for how we made our way back to camp. There was go back the way we came, or we go back the adventurous route that Connie and I have done only one time before. The adventurous route, though, was going to take too long for us to get back to camp, as we've got a couple of little rules that we like to work to, and one of them is be off the tracks by 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And the second, probably even more important item for this particular outing was that we had our potluck dinner on tonight, and we'd said we'd get back early enough so everybody could be prepared for a sit down for 6:30 eating. And it's always the way when you're out driving around on forest tracks during the day, you're going to get the beautiful dappled sunlight, and it's really good at hiding the potholes and the sticks, etc. on the track. Just another part of making the drive a bit more interesting. Wade and Kylie were behind us. They were able to snap a couple of pics of Rocky going through a couple of the nice parts of the track, and right towards the end we're able to get a group photo of such of all the vehicles lined up ready to turn back onto that yucky blacktop.
Well, here we go, night 2 of the group camp, and the flames there are 2 to 3 foot high again. Pete's over there with his hand up waving at me. Some of the gang sitting around the fire. We're just about to start our potluck dinner. We've got all 7 camper trailers here. I'm going to have to do a walk around in the morning to show them all to you, because we've been out and about having some fun today. I don't know how well the camera's focusing here because it's getting a bit dark on. Anyway, we got all the gang together and we're about to head over to Audrey where all the food is. We'll load up, sit around the fire and have a good feed, keep enjoying each other's great company. 13 people here for tonight. It's great. Let's go and have a quick look at the food while no one else is there. What have we got? We got some, looks like a salad of some kind there. And ooh, we've got something in alfoil. Let's see what's under the alfoil, shall we? Ooh, that's chicken and rice. And then over here, ooh, what have we got there?
A risotto.
A risotto?
We've got some curried chicken.
Oh, and rice?
I think there is. And
Yeah.
we've got spaghetti
And spag blog. How good. And there's actually going to be a second course of main courses because, as nearly always, people do experiment new food to join in. So that's awesome. And then we've got lots of dessert afterward.
we were very, very happy.
We've got all these people talking in the background. They're all saying good things and nice things, so that's all right. Yeah, this fire's just ripping along nicely tonight.
Oh, yeah. With a Canadian.
We had a ripper that lasted till well after 10 last night. We'll see how we go. Anyway, time for dinner.
We all got on so well.
Well, here we go, Kylie and Wade with their Recon R4, Roxy Recon, and they're packing up to head off. They were just here for the evening. It's great to have their company. We hadn't seen them for a year. Came along, partook in our potluck dinner last night. Had a lot of fun, sit around, share a lot of stories, and that's the best part of the whole deal. Anyway, they've got to head off because they have to go back to that dirty 4-letter word tomorrow. There's Max with the wild track park next to it. Cole came out on Friday and he's staying through till Monday with us, so we got another night yet. And just kicking back, relaxing. Over here we got a new couple, or Cole walking around in his colourful shirt. And he's having a chat with Lance at the moment. And Cherie's over there inside. They've got an Icon E4. They've had that since October 24. And this is the first time that they've come to a group camp. They've had a great time and it looks like we might get to see them at the next one, depending on how the dates land. It was great to have a new couple here. We've seen that D-Max and Icon Evo before. It's Graham and Liz. They came out on Friday for the 3 nights. Always great to have their company. They are so well travelled, those two, all over the world and lots of bits and pieces of Australia. Liz is running for cover because she saw me filming. Great to have them here again. We've seen this Icon E2 Elite Next Gen before. That's Pete and Carmel. They call their trailer Connie. So when we're talking about Connie, it can get very, very confusing very, very easily.
We're not confused.
Well, they think they're not confused. When we're sitting around the campfire talking about Connie, it's like, are we talking about Connie or are we talking about Connie? Anyway, they're here again. That's been great. This is their first time at Amamoor Creek. You might recognise this AT2NB. That was in an episode not so long ago where we did a big walkthrough. That's Kelvin and Wendy's trailer, and they've come down for the weekend as well. They're here for the 3 nights, and yet again, always great to catch up with all the different members of the gang. They live in all different places, come from all different directions to be able to get here and just have a great weekend together.
Here we are, Amamoor. There's Audrey with some of her buddies parked up. And here's one of these big monitor lizards wandering around. I've seen quite a few of them this weekend. You know there's more than one. I've seen like 3 or 4 all about the same time. This guy, tip of his nose, tip of his tail, he'd be an easy 4 foot long. Got a nice fat undercarriage, so he's not going hungry, that's for sure. He's just come up from one side of the campground and he's heading the whole way across to the other side on the scrounge. Here he is on the side of the tree. Of course he's in the shadow side because the sun's quite warm today, so it's probably nice and cool there for him. He's a little hard to see still. He does blend in very nicely with the bark. He's holding on and some of his tail's still just laying flat on the ground. He's watching me, watching him. Look at the beautiful colours on his legs, on his tail and on his body there. All those very light colours. Our lizard here decided to back down the tree and he's off for a bit more of a wander. He obviously decided hanging on the tree looking like a statue, that time was up.
While sitting around enjoying the shade of the beautiful big trees, we ended up with 5 kookaburras up above us. And they pretty much didn't make a sound most of the time they were there. They were just very content to be perched up, forever on the lookout for something to go and grab and have a feed on. The people that were camped in this location left this morning, and when they did, they must have spilt a pack of chips. Anyway, while we were sitting around, again enjoying the shade of the trees, the kookaburras finally cottoned on that there were these chips down there, and they're coming down and slowly working their way through them. I don't know that chips are really healthy for them. Anyway, we let them be and enjoyed watching them and their antics.
Where's that big hairy centipede?
One of our mini kookaburras just flew down, grabbed something. A couple of the girls just sitting in the shade over there. They've been reading books and they're just sitting around having a bit of a chat at the moment. Lovely cool spot on this rather warm day. Thankfully there's a fair bit of breeze blowing through now and it just takes that edge off. The sun though has got quite a bit of bite. Over my left shoulder here you can see some of the gang sitting under the awning there. They're just sitting around having a chat, and that's what happens on these group camps. People have never met before,
yet have a similar interest of wanting to go exploring, travel with their camper trailer, getting together for a weekend, sharing stories, some of the adventures that they've been on, some of the ideas they've got for the future, having a look at each other's trailers and all the differences and getting ideas, all part of what these group camps are all about. Just so relaxing, so enjoyable.
With the weather being so great for the entire camp, last night we got to have ourselves another fire to finish the camp off with.
I was just listening to the lovely magpie chortle away his beautiful song. What a great weekend. We ended up with 7 trailers here, just going through them quickly. We had Pete and Carmel here, we have Kelvin and Wendy, we've Graham and Liz, we've got Cole here at the moment. It's getting towards the end of the camp now. We've already had 2 of the gang leave. One of those couples was Wade and Kylie, and then the other couple is new to the gang this weekend, and that was Lance and Cherie.